Finally getting leads. Awesome, Stacy. Anybody else have some wins for the new year so far? Been implementing anything that you've been getting results with that's actually been, working out for you, putting in that extra effort? Have you noticed any increase in conversions or productivity and, increase in buyers, anything like that? Long-term game is paying off for me personally. Awesome, Shauna. Awesome, Chair. That's great. Getting more leads than ever in a sale. It's awesome, Sherry. It's awesome. Yeah, I've been seeing. Well, I've had people reach out to me. There's a few people that aren't in this chat that have reached out saying that they've got their first buyer, and or multiple buyers even, or first product buyers, and so it's super exciting. Fuck yeah, I mean, just getting $1.39 leads now. I've been reading a lot lately and applying lately. Definitely starting to see traction. Oh yeah, Kai. $1.39 leads. That's awesome, dude. That's so good. I'm just getting back into the game here with some running some ads and focusing on some other things as well. So hopefully we can, increase some stuff for everybody here. Team's starting to make moves. 2 people had first 99 this week, and I was doing multiple now. Sick, Peter. What's up, Inez? Thanks. Beard's getting out of control now a little bit. It's like starting to have a mind of its own. Trim it up or shave it. One of the two. Started robbing it like Jay now. Yeah. Just the whole podcast. Oh, this is what he does. Or the whole webinar. All right. So, anybody else have some big wins for the new year so far? January's already halfway over. Believe me, the year is going to fly by. I remember talking about this last year in January, being like, this is the year, and we're going to turn it on. And it was a great year, don't get me wrong, but it was just like all of a sudden done. The year was gone. But so you got to make sure you take advantage of these first few months. Trying to think of some things and I'm going to start implementing a couple things. Alicia and I both hopefully help out everybody here and just kind of take things to the next level, because just kind of getting a little bit stagnant, I guess, but conquered phone calls like a boss. That a girl. All right. So like I said, I missed last week because Kayla and Brandon just got here. We picked them up from the airport. So we got to hang out with them for a while. Got some good value from those guys. Just kind of on, how to really take things to the next level, like I had said. Hopefully help out you guys for sure. And, make it a little easier for getting $99 buyers, and hopefully get everybody some buyers. And if you already have buyers, then hopefully we'll just get you some more buyers. So, but first, before we get to that, we did have the contest who could get the most $99 buyers. Whoever had the most $99 buyers, that was 4A and lower. I think it was from November 21st or something to December 31st. And that was most $99 buyers without refund, sorry. 4A and lower. And I'm pretty sure they already know that they have won the AirPods, but the winner is, drum roll, Shauna Clark. Absolutely killed it. Did a good job for sure. Still continues to kill it. Super impressed by you, Shauna, and you're definitely taking shit to the next level and going above and beyond. That's for sure. And you're to boot, you're basically the closest person to you is Melissa, who is on your team. So, I mean, you're doing something right. So yeah, just hit me up, Shauna, and PM me. I'll get those sent over to you if you just send me your address. And yeah, so that's good news. We're going to continue to do this. Just going to try and get think of some more prizes and things that we can roll out. Give some people some extra motivation and things like that, right? It's just going to give you a little bit of a boost, and whatever it takes. Sometimes that's all it takes is just that little push, something to work towards. So yeah, we'll continue to try and roll out some contests and things like that with you guys. They don't have to be anything major. They might be something small. It could be something like you need to read a book or two, or you need to be doing a certain amount of go lives, per week or per day or per month, so we'll just, we're going to continue to do that. I got some ideas from Kayla. Like she's next level when it comes to, the things that she does for her team and the contest she has and things like that, man. I was like, holy shit. She's full on workaholic. I don't think she sleeps much or does anything, to be honest, other than work on her business. So I think she definitely learned a little bit from, myself and Alicia for being a little bit more laid back with everything. And we definitely learned more from her and maybe step it up a notch. But yeah, so moving forward, we're going to do some things. I know people in here have been using the new webinar. Shauna did a great job on the webinar as well for women. So that was a really good job, Shauna. Also, Corey's killing it on there too. It's been converting well. There's a couple things. I mean, I'm not going to critique it or anything like that too much. I think it's doing really great, especially because what's really important, people who aren't emailing their own lists, at least Corey or whoever is doing the autoresponder behind the scenes. At least that's getting your leads the emails to actually attend the webinar, or once they register, at least they're having the link to attend the webinar, because that's an issue with Global Affiliate Zone's webinar right now is the deliverability. Stats, the deliverability on the emails going out for the link to attend the webinar. And, if people aren't getting the link, then they're obviously not going to be able to attend the webinar. So that's kind of an issue that they're working on. But, when you get to the point, when you get into a point where you're a company like Global Affiliate Zone, there's some politics and there's some channels that need to be worked through, and, with programmers and the leadership committee, I guess, if you want to call us. And it's just it's basically a little bit of a pain in the ass. It's a drawn out process when it doesn't need to be. There's definitely some things that need to step up. We were working on getting people a text 15 minutes before instead of email, and I have some work to do last week. It was a big lesson. I'll do my best for everyone. Which webinar are you directing to, Phoenix or Gaz? So Kai, if you've missed out on this, Colin actually started, I don't even know, honestly. Shauna, you can probably shed some light on this, because I think it was Colin and Nikki's doing initially. Okay. Yeah, Colin and Nikki had started their own webinar and, their own kind of little sales funnel type of thing. It's not coded, but it is a webinar, and they do the emailing and autoresponder as well, so that they're emailing everybody's leads. Just hit me up. I'm not going to spend too much time on it here, Kai, and I will send you the I'll just get you added to the group. I'll just add you to the group, and then you can read the pinned post and see how it all works. But okay, so that's what obviously my domain isn't forwarded to that because it isn't coded, and I don't recommend people do that because it could cause some issues. So right now I'm still forwarding to the Team Phoenix webinar. But anybody I speak with, I send them the link to Colin and Nikki's webinar, which is has been ran by Shauna once for an all women's one, and by Corey. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Been getting some decent results. I'm not sure about anybody else in here. There's just like the one problem that I see is that it's just that disconnect between entering in and the person's name at the end of the webinar, saying that you want to sign up, and then actually getting them to buy. Like I don't know if it just needs to be clear or what, but lots of people that they send me saying that they're a buyer, and then I speak with them and they're like, yeah, I don't even have a credit card or some, shit like that. Just, it's something that can't really be avoided just due to the fact that it's not coded. And that's kind of the only way that it's doable right now. But yeah, nonetheless, it's converting well. And most importantly, people are getting the emails. So that's really good as well. So, Alicia and I had talked about this earlier as well before these new webinars started to kind of roll out. This new webinar started to roll out because what's his name? Clint was doing doing something basically the exact same over in Australia, and it was working really well. So we had talked about it. Seeing this one and how it was rolled out and watching it kind of inspired us, especially with Kayla here. And she's like, if she's fucking builds all her own shit, does all her own sales funnels, all her own webinar, like she does all that stuff, right? Does her own emailing for her whole team. So we had got some help from her and stuff to kind of steer us in the right direction too. And it did inspire Alicia and I. I think we're going to also be doing a webinar, and this is not going to be competition whatsoever. This is just going to be another angle. Basically, like with Shauna doing hers, that's great for all women too. So if you have, even still for me, if I have girls that I'm talking to, I'll direct them. I'll send them the link to when Shauna's doing the women's webinar on Thursday for sure, because it's going to convert higher. Once Alicia and I probably get a webinar rolled out, which we're probably looking to do by, in February. I think it'll be beneficial for you guys to, you guys can send people that might be couples, if you're talking to someone who, it's her and her boyfriend or him and his girlfriend type of thing, or wife or husband. And obviously we can speak to people that are coming into this doing things like that. The more webinars, the more demographics we can cover. Exactly. I mean, it's just going to be a broader, you can pick and choose. And this is what the end goal is for Global Affiliate Zone. But as we all know, it fucking takes forever. It's like pulling teeth sometimes with getting shit done with Global Affiliate Zone in the back office, that is, in getting things coded. There is going to be some coded webinars coming out, like Aaron, I think, and is going to do one, Jesse as well. That still doesn't solve the issue that people aren't getting the emails. So, we're going to also do this. And like I said, in February, I think Alicia and I will start doing a webinar too. Then you guys can direct traffic if it's a person, like a guy and his wife, or a girl and her husband type of thing, because that will be able to probably attract people who are building this or doing this as a couple type of thing, even though Alicia, I haven't really been building it as a couple, but we do work together. So yeah, Pete and Bree obviously would be good to do that as well, so we can work something out there too. But also I think that I really resonate with people in the oil field for sure, especially guys. And that's kind of been like my bread and butter this whole time. I feel like if I talk to someone who's in the oil field, I usually can get them started. Like there's a really high chance that they will, get started because I can speak their language and we can relate with each other. Also, Corey was from the oil field, so that's also a benefit for oil field guys. So that's one thing that's going to kind of come out in hopefully in February. We're going to get that done. We're kind of started to work on it now and working with ClickFunnels and stuff like that to get that rolled out. And then we're also, once we get, a decent webinar recorded, that's kind of, I wouldn't say flawless, but one that really converts well, then we'll also use that and convert that into the evergreen funnel or use EverWebinar, so that we can actually, have you guys, if you'd like to if you run traffic to Australia, you guys can just use the, send them the link to the EverWebinar. So it'll be basically a 24 hour type of deal. So it's, time zones and shit like that aren't going to be too confusing. And we'll try that out. Obviously, we're going to try it out. I'm not going to just let you guys go out and blast it. And unless you really want to, I'm not going to encourage it until we see if it works or not. And, we'll split test landing pages and shit like that too. And hopefully get something that really converts well, because I think, we have some really, good leaders within here who can definitely get you guys some $99 buyers, including myself. I think especially, if people come in, if you guys are talking at all or mention that, anything about your mentor or anything like that, if my name ever comes up and then they see me in the webinar, if I reach out to them personally type of thing, I think that could be really beneficial for you guys, Alicia and I. If we reach out to, these people, or we're speaking directly to them, I think it'll definitely increase $99 buyers for everybody in here. And like I said, Colin and Nikki's and like Shauna, when you did yours and all that, that's fucking awesome. Like that's definitely not going to be competition. It's just going to be variety, right? So the more the merrier, basically. And anybody else in here is, at that point, maybe Pete and Bree. I don't know. You guys are always busy though. You guys are traveling all the time too. So, but we definitely, like I said, pull you guys out too. That'd be awesome if we're doing webinars and have that recorded, maybe even for the Ever webinar. But anyways, it's going to be a little bit down the road. Hopefully not in the too distant future, to be honest. We should be able to get it done by February, I would think. We have some more company coming here soon, and more company in February. So we have a couple weeks to hammer down. So it shouldn't be able to, I don't really have any excuses for not getting it done by like early February. So that's one thing that I wanted to mention. Fuck no, I'm actually having a hard time fitting in someone else's slides that they wrote. Having more webinars is amazing. Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's going to be good. And it's just something that I probably should have done before when we started seeing a decrease in attendance with the Gaz and Team Phoenix webinars, and a decrease in deliverability with the Gaz and Team Phoenix emails. So then I guess I would be also emailing your guys' leads as well. So it'll be just this, I'll have a different Aweber account altogether and track your guys' leads there as well. And it'll be same shit as very similar to what Colin and Nikki have created already. What else was I going to say? Okay, second thing that I think is going to be great too is this is also I was inspired by Kayla because she's doing something similar to this with her team too. And I've already started creating it. Alicia and I are creating just using ClickFunnels as well. It's not going to be any opt-in page or anything like that, but it's going to be something that's going to be easy for you guys to send leads, especially when they're asking questions and they want, more social proof. And it's going to be sick. Like I'm going to be using it too. And I think everybody in here should be using it too, because it's going to be basically this team here. And it's just going to be a testimonial page, but it's going to be laid out really sick, and it's going to be, really inspired by Russell Brunson and stuff. So it's hopefully really, it's attractive and using, the proper techniques so people hopefully want to get involved. So we're going to just create a testimonial page. We've already started. It's going to have a video in there. I think Alicia and I are going to shoot. It's going to potentially just be a recorded webinar, one of our first ones, but in the meantime, we're just going to shoot a video that basically goes over a quick, concise version. It's not going to talk about the $99. It's just going to be a concise version of, maybe some of our stories, Alicia and I's story, quick, our success, and go over affiliate marketing, answer some of the concerns that people have typically. Try and keep it fairly short. The video is going to be on the top. There's going to be, a catchy headline. And then below is going to be testimonials. So that's what I'm going to ask from you guys. And this is going to be really beneficial for you guys as well to have your testimonial in there. So when you send this to people and they see everybody's story on there, everybody's testimonial, they also see a testimonial from you on there, and they realize that you're a part of this community. And so it's going to be good for them to put a face to a name, especially when they see a bit more of your story and learn, and it's not pushed on them in a salesy way. So what I'm going to ask from you guys, whoever would like to do this, and I'm hoping we get at least 15 people. Like there's got to be I'll be disappointed if we don't get at least 15 testimonials in here. So basically what I'd like from you guys to email, I'll put my email in here, or actually I'll just put it in Gold-Blooded chat so that we still have it. I want just like a paragraph or two, a written testimonial, and then that's all. So I'll put my email, I'll put it here, but I'll also put it in Gold-Blooded chat. Yeah, we'll just use that email. Yeah, that was fun. So email to that email. I just want a paragraph or two, a testimonial. It doesn't have to be, if you haven't had buyers yet or anything like that, talk about, if you've had, some breakthroughs, personally, if it's about the community, the team, friends you've made, things like that, the support, anything that you can think of, just a positive testimonial so that we can, show people exactly what this community is about. And you guys can just make, like I said, all I ask is just, a paragraph or two. I'll pull a profile picture, if you want a specific profile picture, then send me that, or else I'm going to just pull one from your Facebook profile. So if you're worried I might pull a shitty picture of you, then send me one and I'll be sure to put that one in. So a couple paragraphs. If you can just talk about the community, let's not mention Global Affiliate Zone. If you guys don't mind, just try not to mention Global Affiliate Zone. Just talk about your experiences, being an affiliate marketer. You can mention any help that I've given you or that Alicia's given you, if you'd like. And we're going to plug it in there. And we're going to plug it in there, and it's going to be laid out really nice. I'll show it to you guys before we probably even start using it. And it'll be a list of testimonials, and it'll look good. And if you guys are up for it, could you also, if we get enough video clips, like it doesn't have to be anything long. If it's only like a 45-second to a minute video clip testimonial, I'll put those all together as well in like a little montage, and we'll put a video at the bottom of that landing page too. It's just going to be a testimonial page, so that people can come in. It's going to be like Alicia and I talking about, affiliate marketing, answering some questions and concerns, talking about the opportunity, not mentioning the buyer, the $99 opt-in. It's going to say contact or reach out to whoever sent you this link type of thing. So hopefully they'll get back to you, but it's going to be a good place for people to go. They're going to get some questions answered right away. They're going to, see mine and Alicia's face. They're going to see your face with your testimonial as well, along with a lot of other people's. And there's going to be people in here, people like Shauna, Pete and Bree. Kai, you guys don't have a choice. You guys have to give me a testimonial. And if you don't, I'm going to hunt you down and get one. And because it's just going to be really beneficial for people to see some big results like that when they're coming in, right? I'm going to put my own testimonial in there too. Alicia's going to put a testimonial in there too. So that people can see some big results, right? And they can also see some small results. They can see testimonials from people who are just getting started and people who have done it for a while. Shauna, so this is, never mind. It'll be the same. No, you're not even allowed in there then. If you guys don't want to do testimonial, Pete and Bree, I'll just take you out altogether and pretend that you guys aren't even involved. But so we're gonna do that, and that way people can come in. Like I said, it's gonna be, first of all, they're gonna see a headline, and I'm basically using like direct tips from Russell Brunson to build sort of this bit of a landing page, and also some tips and stuff from Kayla, because she's been building funnels for a long time now and she's gotten quite good at it. So I'm going to build that. It's like I said, it's going to come in if they're asking a lot of questions, or if they're like, because a lot of people ask sometimes, I'm sure you guys have experienced this, or is there a website I can check out? Is there something I can check out? Do you have a website? You know what I mean? You can be like, well, you can check out this. It's a testimonial page like my mentor put together, or my mentors put together. And, they can pop on, they'll see that video right away. They can watch it. They'll scroll down. They'll read through all the, the testimonials. And then at the very bottom, there will also be a clip, like I said, depending on how much it is. If I get enough people to submit to me a 45 to 1 minute testimonial video, then I'll put them all together. If there's not enough people and it's like 5 people on the bottom, then it's just not going to look right. It's going to look, it's just going to look bad. So again, we're going to need like at least 15 of those testimonial videos, the clips, and at least 15, just 1 to 2 paragraphs about your experience, about the wins you've had in your testimonial. And then as soon as that's done, basically it's just going to be as soon as we get enough testimonials to plug in, like it's basically the platform that I've already built is basically just waiting to get plugged in with your guys' pictures and testimonials and the video at the end. So I'll also put my email in the Gold-Blooded chat, so you guys can email it there. As far as the videos go, we'll you know what? Actually, fuck it. What we should do is I'm just going to create a file section. I'll create a file on the Gold-Blooded page. This is similar to what Brian did back in the day. I just forgot. But yeah, I'll just create a file on the Gold-Blooded page, and it'll just be called testimonials. So you'll just go in there. What's going to be easiest here? I'm wondering now. I'll create a file section on the on the Gold-Blooded page, and you guys, it'll be called testimonials. You guys can go input your written testimonial in there. It'll be called written testimonial then, so it's not confusing. As far as the videos, what Brian had done with his a while back, people were just uploading it to YouTube, and then they were copying the link from YouTube into that file section. Which, yeah, fuck it. We'll just do that. So then I'll just go in and upload all the videos from YouTube, and I'll put them together into a video. So yeah, once again, just to reiterate, so you guys get this, I'll create a file section in the Gold-Blooded page. One will be called written testimonials. One will be called testimonial videos. Pretty self-explanatory. Put your written testimonial paragraph in the written testimonial file, and then put the link, upload it to YouTube, and then just put the URL from the YouTube video into the testimonial videos file. Okay, you guys got that? And then I'll create the video from there. You're out, Shauna. Get out. So yeah, so then I'll create the video. I'll plug them all into the testimonial page. In the meantime, Alicia and I will shoot a video for just to open the page up, kind of thing. And if there's any questions that you guys think we should answer or try to answer, we're going to try to keep it kind of short. But if there's some questions that you guys get asked a lot, obviously they're not going to be specific. I'll try and answer some of them. I don't want to get too specific during the video, because I want to keep it fairly vague, so that they reach back out to you. But I think it should ease a lot of people's mind. I think it should push them in the right direction. And then this is just what we're going to do for now, because this is just something we kind of came up with now yesterday. So I'm still kind of considering whether I'm going to do something, but I don't want to do, we're going to wait until we actually run a webinar type of thing. And we're just going to have a webinar replay on there for the first video. So that literally by the end of that video, it's going to be a replay. It'll be like when people ask you to view a webinar, or Alicia will just shoot a video all together and do it like webinar style and shoot it from start to finish. And it could be like 45 minutes long. And at the end, it will have the $99. It will explain the $99 purchase, but it won't have any sort of call to action on there. It won't have any sort of opt-in button or anything like that. It will only say contact the person that sent you to this page. so that they can get back in contact with you, and they can ask you for your direct checkout link, and that'll be explained clearly during that video. So that can be, I think that'll be super, super beneficial. If people are skeptical or whatever, or they just want to see some, video, be like, here's a fucking replay right here of a webinar. You can watch it right now. There's testimonials right below it as well. So it's just going to be it's going to be sick. It's going to work really well. So I'm seeing that this is going to, I guess I'm kind of predicting that this is going to increase buyers for everybody. Just that page alone. Yeah, so it's just kind of up to Alicia and I guess, and I'm totally open to any input too. If you guys have some ideas, fire them over. Still, this is in like the early stages, so we are going to, I don't know. I'm still not 100% sure if we want to just create a quick little blurb at the top for a video that kind of goes over some of the basics and some of the main concerns and things like that, or if we want to do a full-on 45-minute webinar style type of video that answers everything and also explains the $99 at the end, right? I have a great developer I use in India. It's super easy to work with and cheap. If you want his contact to interview him, let me know. Are you talking about to actually create the page, Shauna? I don't think I need that. And if it's for creating the page with ClickFunnels, the templates and shit, it's quite easy for just a page like that. I mean, it's almost done, to be honest. It's nothing crazy. It's fairly simple. It's just, just from reading a lot on the, with sales funnels and stuff from Russell Brunson, a lot of the highest converting ones aren't too crazy anyway. So it's, obviously we're going to test it and see what works, and we're going to split test it. I don't know if you've used ClickFunnels, but you can basically set it up so 50% of the time that link will go to one variation of the testimonial page, 50% of the time it'll go to another variation of that page, and over time you'll see what percentage. It's just with the testimonial page, it's going to be a little more difficult because there's no opt-in. So there's no place for anybody to enter in their email, so there's no really way of seeing which one's performing better other than just you guys getting that verbal feedback from any of your leads. So we're just going to kind of keep an eye on that. And yeah, I'll just be asking you guys for feedback too. I'll show you guys, and you guys can give me some feedback. Tell me what you think, and if you guys think some shit should be changed, and if enough people think it should be changed, and if we're getting some negative feedback about anything specific, then I'll just change it, right? So it's going to be a bit of trial and error at first, but nonetheless, full-on web, man. Yeah, I think we're going to get there. So initially, I think we're going to just do a quick video so we can crank it out and get it out there. Obviously, it's going to be dependent on you guys getting some testimonials in, right? That's going to be super important. Obviously, it's not going to be shit without you guys giving testimonials. And like I said, it's going to be beneficial it's going to be great. You guys should want your face on this page. So when your leads come in, they see your face. You don't have to be you don't have to say, you don't have to write a fucking novel or anything. It can be a paragraph or two, just whatever. Even if you're new and you haven't got any buyers yet, you can talk about your experience so far, talk about, whatever you'd like to talk about. Something, yeah, sorry, I'm missing the dude chatting. I believe my another 99 buyer in a minute. Sick, Derek. Yeah, catch the replay, dude. This is going to be an important one. You're going to want to watch this one because it's going to be about some things we're going to implement. So yeah, I'm excited about this. Like I said, I think it's going to really increase, buyers. It's going to increase or decrease some skepticism, especially when people can see. Obviously, the more testimonials, the better, too, guys. It's kind of useless sometimes if you're like, yeah, check out these testimonials, and you send a testimonial video or page, and there's fucking 3 people on it, and one of them's you. So we got to. We really need to come together here and get those in. I know there's only 24 people on this right now, so we're going to God, we're going to shit. I'll post it in the Gold Blooded chat as well. Alicia's going to post it in her team chat. And please reach out to anybody on your team that is not in this chat. Like Shauna, I can message Melissa unless you want to. Basically anybody that you think should be doing a testimonial and they're not in here, they're on your team, please reach out to them for me because I don't really know who everybody is, to be honest. I do, but I don't know who's on whose team. Yeah. Like I said, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It just has to be something good. Something positive, right? And we'll get it cranked in there. It'll be super easy to plug and play because it's all set up right now. Just waiting for videos and shit like that. So I'm going to go in, create a file section. I need to get an admin, man, to be an assistant. Yeah. When you want these testimonials done? ASAP. As soon as possible. I don't know if I need to create a deadline for you guys, but let's get them done as soon as possible. By the end of the week would be fucking awesome if we could do that. The sooner the better. The sooner the better. The sooner we can start using it. Start testing it. I definitely appreciate it. What else? Shit. There's something else I was going to talk about on here. Jasper, sick, bud. Yeah, absolutely. Talk about money in there. If you've made the money, fucking definitely plug it in there. Because basically, the way the testimonial page is set up, the template that I've used and that I deleted a whole bunch of shit and added some stuff so that because ClickFunnels doesn't really have a testimonial page. They're all sales funnels, right? So got rid of the thank you page, obviously, and deleted some stuff and kept some of the testimonials that I thought was really good. So we're going to basically have your blurb with your picture, and then above it there's some different font, different bigger bolded font with some quotes. I'm sure you've seen it before that says like, I didn't think it was going to be so easy, or I made $49,000, or I made $30-some thousand in 1 month. That's going to be bolded or italicized. It's going to be up above in quotations, so people are going to see the major things, right? I'm going to pull something out of your testimonial and I'm going to put it up there, something that stands out. Because let's be honest, people aren't going to go read everybody's testimonials. If you send it to somebody, they'll probably read your testimonial. Or if they're going to see one of the headlines that say, I made $57,000 in a month, they'll probably read that testimonial as well. So it's going to be, you will definitely get people that are going to read every testimonial in there. But, lots of people will read the headline type of thing. So absolutely, money, monthly milestones, all that stuff. Chuck it in there. What I would stay away from, however, is milestones in the company, because obviously new leads and buyers are going to have no idea what hitting 6A means. So we don't want to give them too much information. It's just going to probably confuse them. So, but definitely money. Everybody speaks that language. So earnings would be sick, or, it could be something like you got your first buyer in this amount of time, or you got your first lead, or you got this many leads in this amount of time, because lots of people come in this space, online marketing, some people can't even get one lead. Like people will go months sometimes without even getting a single lead. So, people that are coming from other opportunities, or people who have tried online marketing in the past and failed miserably because they didn't have a platform in place. When they see that someone came in, like Derek, like you were telling me, someone came in and you got 200 leads, they're going to be like, holy fuck, I need to learn how to get leads. Like I want in. So, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to put a test. You don't have to necessarily have a, 5-figure month. You didn't have to make $40,000 in a month or anything like that. Those other wins are great too. So, put that in there. Also, don't say, don't say I got my first $99 buyer. Right? Don't say anything about $99. If you're going to talk about a buyer, say I got my first buyer. And don't say I got my first product buyer either. Because then, obviously people are the first thing they're going to say is, well, they're going to start digging in and asking what the product is. But so I'd stay away from that stuff. You could say I got my first, I made my first sale, or I got my first buyer. I made this much money. I got my first lead. Just use your discretion. If I read it, I'll ask you if I can edit it a bit, or I'll just get you to edit it as well if I think there's something in there that we don't need to put in there. Yeah. So I think that was about it. I think that was all I had to say for this webinar for you guys. And that's what we're going to do that's what we're going to implement here. So exciting stuff. Should be, like I said, should get some buyers for you guys for sure. And I think it's going to help out. Does anybody else, do you guys have any questions for me regarding that? Any questions, any suggestions? Sweet. All right. See you, Jake. All right. Well, nobody has any questions? I don't know what just posted there. It's just blank. Nothing there. Which landing page is best to send a lead when in Messenger? Landing page, ever webinar, or the scheduled webinar? For me personally, I send people to the Team Phoenix webinar. And like I'd said earlier in this one, Max, we're using a different webinar now we're sending people to. I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but message me if you're not aware of it. That Colin and Nikki created. I was watching Landon Stapes. So yeah, just shoot me a message. I'll add you to the group, and I sent you a VM on time management. Oh, okay. I didn't see that. All right, I'll check that out. But yeah, Max, I would forward for me personally, I forward my domain to the Team Phoenix webinar as of right now. That's what I'm doing. But when I'm speaking to people, I send them to the new webinar. I send them a link to Colin and Nikki's webinar. I'll add you to their Facebook group that basically goes over the new webinar, and the pin post gives you instructions on how to actually use that new webinar. So I'll add you to that group, and that's what I would send to leads that you're actually having a conversation with, because it's not coded. So if you forward your domain to that, it's going to cause issues. So do not do that. But the instructions are on the page. So let me just fucking add you here right now before I forget. So, okay, I sent the request to add you, approval pending right now. So once they accept that request, what you're going to do is you're going to go and look and hit view pin posts and read the instructions on the first pin post. And that's what we're using. The webinar is over. So this, okay, never mind. How did you sell leads on buying in before you started seeing success and could start using your own story as testimonial? Asking as a newbie. Yeah, I'll add you too, Cheryl. Just keep in mind it's a approval pending, so you're not going to be added instantly. Okay, what's your last name, Stacy? I don't have you on Facebook. I'll post the link to actually go to this page and request to join yourself. I'll put it in the Gold Blooded chat again. But anyways, Greg, so how do I sell leads on buying in before you started seeing success and could use your own story as a testimonial as a newbie? So me personally, and this is where this is going to come in handy when we have this testimonial page to use. You can literally be like, hey, check this out. If I send you a link to check out some testimonials and a video that my mentors put together, would you like to check it out? And then you can send them the link. They can go check it out and see all the testimonials of the community and stuff like that. So that's going to be huge. What I did prior to that, I referenced my mentor, Brian Hodgson, quite a lot. And honestly, I just talked about what my goals were. And I talked a lot about how I was just sick of the oil field and how I needed a way out and how I would see, I knew another oil field guy who had gotten started, who was Brian Hodgson, and he was having a lot of success. And, I said he replaced his income. He was making more than he was in the oil field. That really is what I leveraged a lot as well. What is the new webinar? You're going to have to watch the replay. I talked about it like twice, 3 times now. Anyways, what was I saying? Before you start seeing success. Oh yeah. So I would just reference, Brian's success, and I would just talk about whatever would, relate with them. And a lot of the leads I talked with, not always were in the oil field, but they were in a situation. Obviously, they were contacting me in the first place because they were in some sort of situation that they were looking to get out of. So I just said, look, like I was honest. I said, I haven't got results yet. I mean, I just recently started. My mentor is helping me through this. So far, the community has been amazing. I've had a ton of support. The training's really good. I was a little nervous at first because I had no previous skills. And honestly, I'm not very tech savvy. So the training's been helping me out huge. I've already started to see some improvements, and I've been getting a couple leads and getting people interested already. My mentor has been helping me. My mentor actually started this as well not too long ago. For me, you can be like, yeah, my mentor started this, or whoever your direct upline is. You can be like, yeah, he or whoever, be like, just talk about their story. They started a while ago. They got them out of the oil field. It took about 6 months, but they replaced their oil field income. And I've been seeing them grow ever since, and they've been making X amount of dollars. If it's me, you can even say like, yeah, even my mentor made $57,000 in 1 month in November. So that's just what the potential is here. He does weekly training, or the community, the founders of the company I'm with does weekly training as well. So, I mean, everybody's in here trying to help each other. That's usually what I went with. Obviously, the first couple sales are the hardest because you haven't had the results yet. But that's hopefully what getting them to the webinar does. I also leveraged the webinar a lot when I started too, right? I would say, here we do have a live information webinar that covers a lot of the basics and goes over kind of the tools and strategies that we use to earn an income online. If I send you the link, would you like to check that out? And they say, yeah. Usually they say, yeah, sure, I'd love to. And you say, okay, cool. Here's the link to register and save your spot. Boom, you send them your domain. And then the system does the work. That's what it's there for. The webinar goes in, it does the work. Then they go in and do they watch the webinar. It goes over everything. If you've seen the webinar, and then they pay the $99. The coach that does the coaching call closes the sale. So use that webinar, man. That's what's, that's what kind of started to suck with the webinars we have right now and not getting emails delivered, which is why this new webinar you guys can leverage that has come out, and the one that Alicia and I are going to create is going to, get back to where we were when that webinar was actually, converting a lot better. So that's what I did. That's what I recommend. When choosing your audience, would you narrow your audience after every category? For example, entrepreneur, narrow audience, income, narrow audience, rebel. No, I wouldn't really. That's a pretty niche market. Secondly, don't use interests or occupations or anything like that are fucking been beat to death by everybody else in here, like entrepreneur. Entrepreneur will probably not get you any results. Travel works once in a while, but probably another one that's not going to get you results, because that's everybody's go-to when they get in here and they're new. They're like, travel, that's going to work. Entrepreneur, that's going to work. Business, that's going to work. Online marketing. But the truth is that's where, everybody has the same idea. So you got to think outside the box if you're going to use interest. What I do to narrow down is not with interest, it's with location. Usually I'll do things like Canada, and then after that I'll do like Alberta, Saskatchewan, BC, Newfoundland, right? And I'll do it by province. I'll find out what province works the best, and then I might do like ages 20 to 25, ages 25 to 30, ages 30 to 35, ages 35 to 40, see which works best there. And then, then I might do males, females, all. Usually I don't do that. Usually I stick with males, but sometimes I'll do all. And then once I do that, then I might start playing with interest to try and narrow it down and just get that better. But I don't typically do super niche markets like that, or specific like entrepreneur, income, Red Bull. Or in the States, you can obviously do states. And I also posted a video on the Gold Blooded Chat on how to use the breakdown tool when you're an ads manager. So there's a video on split testing that I posted in the Gold Blooded page a little while ago. So you can watch that video if you want to see how to use the breakdown tool. It literally will, if you've targeted Canada, you can use that breakdown tool, and it will literally break down. You can check out location if you want, and it'll say you had 3 leads from Alberta, you had 0 leads from BC, you had 1 lead from Saskatchewan, you had 0 leads from Manitoba. And then from there, it basically is just a little bit of an easier way. It takes out some of the guesswork, and you can say, okay, looks like Alberta is working best for me. Create another ad that's just targeted to Alberta only. So it's been an hour now. I guess to wrap up, we will kind of go over here. I'm just going to go over what we talked about really quickly again for anybody who's missed it. We're doing the testimonials, so I need from you guys, I'm going to create a file section on the Gold Blooded page. One file is going to be called testimonials, written testimonials. One file is going to be called testimonial videos. What I want you guys to do is write a paragraph or 2 testimonial about positive, something positive, your experience, whether it's if you got some leads or if you got buyers. Don't say $99 buyers. Don't say product buyers. Try not to. And don't mention GAZ. Don't mention Global Affiliate Zone either. There's more and more people, there's people that are putting out negative reviews about GAZ. Most of them are hired companies, if you've noticed, if you look closely, or they're people with different offers that bash them and then offer their offer. So we don't want people having a reason to be like, oh, because it is, fuck, as soon as someone hears a company, they're like, boom, they latch onto it. Google immediately. Fucking, they could read 100 good reviews, they read one bad review, and they're out. So don't mention gas. Just mention your experience online, since you started your online business, since you started working online, since you started being an affiliate marketer, since you got involved with even myself or Alicia, how much Alicia or I have helped you, or don't say that. It's up to you. And yeah, so put your written testimonial in the one file for written testimonial, and then put like a 45-minute or 45-second to a minute clip testimonial. If you can, upload it to YouTube. Just post the URL in the file that says testimonial videos. We're going to need at least 15, and then I'm plugging them into a testimonial page that we all can use. So 15 is kind of what I'm looking for at least. So just to kind of recap. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. All right, Jace. Have fun tomorrow, bud. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll also post a replay of this. If you're downline or anybody is in here, and you have some people that aren't in here that you think should do a testimonial, then please reach out to them and let them know. The more the merrier. The more the barrier. So I'm going to just post a testimonial on the Gold Blooded page, and love and appreciate you guys. Let's get this shit rocking, and this is going to really help you guys out. So I'm looking forward to getting it started and getting it out there ASAP, as well as the testimonial, and as well as even just probably shooting a full testimonial type video that goes over everything right down to the $99 purchase along, and it's going to be right on that testimonial page as well. There's going to be two. You can probably try both, and we'll see which ones really work, and hopefully that gets people some $99 buyers as well. All right. Everybody have a good night. And yeah, I'll be waiting for those testimonials so we can get this shit going, and I'll post it in the link in the chat as soon as it's ready to rock, and everybody can check it out before it kind of goes live. All right, guys. Have a good night. Peace.